What is up, everybody? This is Lyle, No Hippie Trucking and Transportation, still coming at you from colorful Colorado. I'll be heading out in about 7 days, which leads me to a question somebody had asked, and I was looking back through the comments, couldn't find them, and I will get to answering them comments pretty soon, but I have been chilling so hard, it's been unbelievable. But if I remember correctly, the question might have been either how do I take so much time off or how do I plan for my time off? Something about my time off. So I'm going to answer that question and kind of debunk some of the myths that you might be hearing out there. Like, you can't take any time off being a lease operator, things like that, because you'll hear that a lot. Now, typically what I like to do is I like to run a 5-week schedule. 5 weeks out, and then I usually come back for about 11, 12 days, something like that. That would be a typical run. Now, if you've been looking at me over the last, few months, well, let me not even say that. If you go back a while, I went out for a 3-month run, which was not typical. And I think when I got done with that, I almost took off, I think I took off 24 days after that. And then this last time out was 9 weeks. So I decided to take 14 days off, or it's going to be closer to 16 days. 16 days off, but since I was out so long, if you think about it, even a company driver would have 9 days off if they were out 9 weeks. I don't know if they do it like that for some reason, but not, a day off per week. So really, I'm just adding 5 days onto that. So, really, to the people that were saying, okay, well, you can't take time off, or what's the key to taking time off, a lot of it has to do with discipline, and that means on the trucking side, and that means on the personal side. Everybody's worried about going in the hole, all that kind of stuff. I'm not really going to be concerned about going in the hole if I have $10,000 in a emergency fund and a bunch of money in the bank. If I go in the hole, I'll probably be in the hole. I would have came out and I would have been in the hole maybe one truck payment or something like that when I came out. But, I am somebody that'll spend a little bit of money on service. So I threw my truck in, really didn't need an oil change and all that stuff. But we went ahead and did that. So that'll be coming out as well. But I don't sweat that stuff. So what I do is when I'm out running, I am 100% focused on running. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with stopping and, going and eating at the Big Texan or doing all this other kind of stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. But I have to stay focused personally. Now, there are some people that can maintain that focus while doing all this outside extracurricular stuff. I just can't do it. And it's similar to how I need to come out of the house and stay in my truck a day before I come out. I just need to get in that mindset. And what I'm afraid of is when I'm out on the road, if I'm going out, to all these restaurants and sightseeing and doing all this stuff, it's going to take me out of the mode that I like to be in. And that's just all about that running. On the personal side, it's something that I preach. And I preached it in my previous business. I'm preaching it now. Debt is not your friend. You know what I'm saying? So, maintaining a lifestyle where the only thing that I have on credit is this house is how I'm able to do it. So, maybe you do have to work and stay out if you have if you have an expensive car payment, if you have credit cards, or you blow money on, depreciating assets or something like that, maybe you got to stay out. One thing I'm going to say, and I keep preaching it, and it's kind of hard to preach it because I went through that myself. A lot of times younger people, they're into that instant gratification. Nobody was dumber than money or dumber with money than me in my 20s and maybe even early 30s. I had I was getting new cars like probably at least every year, if not more than that. And a lot of that was being in the car business, getting good deals and stuff like that. But still, it always kept me in that payment cycle, constantly. Spending money on just spending money on whatever. I was one of those people that, in the car business, one of the things that people used to say, and to me, I look at it like it's stupid, but back in the days, you'd always hear people say, I need to make $2,500 a month before I even break even. And, obviously the management liked to hear that because they wanted to keep you, focused on business, but that is about the dumbest mindset you could have. I'm one of the people, the great Ice Cube once said, it's greater later. And actually, that might have been Dr. Dre. One of them two said it's greater later, and that's the way I'm looking at it. I'm trying to build things now. Technically, we're good to go now, but I just want it to be like where when me and my wife decide to shut this shit down, we're not worried about money. We're not worried about anything that pops up and stuff like that. So part of that plan was getting any kind of debt we had out of the way, stuff like that. And we've been pretty successful at that. So, can you run and take time off? Yes, you can. Personally, I like the way I run. I'm not sure if my wife would like it or not. She had brought up a local job to me one time. They do have some local jobs. I'm like, what are you trying to do, kill me? These local jobs in Colorado, man, first of all, you work your ass off on those things. And, at my age, I'm not out there trying to unload stuff and doing all this crazy stuff that comes along with a lot of those local jobs. But by the time you get off, you really don't have time to do anything. And then you're turning right back around and you might get 2 days off. But those 2 days, again, what are you going to do with those 2 days? So I like my schedule. 5 days or 5 weeks out. 11 to 14 days or 11 to 12 days off. That's the perfect schedule. If I absolutely have to stay out longer than that for a certain reason, which part of the reason I stayed out a long time during that 3-month stretch was winter. Trying to get back to Colorado and all that snow and everything, that was not going to be what I was looking forward to doing. So I just told my wife, let's chill out a minute. Let me just keep making some money. When this weather breaks a little bit, then I'll come back in. So that's kind of how we ran that. But it is definitely a myth. If you hear anybody at Prime, and a lot of times it's people that left Prime, like if you look at reviews of Prime, it's like, you might see something like that. If you hear anybody saying that they can't get home or they don't have enough time off, listen, those are not the people to listen to. Listen to the people that are out here making it. Do not waste your time listening to people that aren't doing what you're trying to do. If I'm out here trying to maximize my income or maximize my time off, why am I going to listen to somebody that's doing exactly the opposite of what I'm trying to do? You know what I'm saying? So to sum it up, how I do it is I'm extremely disciplined with my money at home, and I'm extremely focused when I'm out on the road. Sorry to keep looking out here, but we got some deer out back behind the house right now, and just kind of taking a look at them. So anyway, that's about it. I am going to get to these comments, like I said. If you've made it through this video this long, like I said, you deserve a medal, because sometimes I go off the rails. Simply put, don't be afraid to come to Prime if your time off is something that you are concerned about, unless there's a local or regional job or something like that where you can still do the same thing. I understand, but for somebody to say they're not getting home at Prime is a falsehood, and it's just very inaccurate. You might want to talk to them about what else is going on, because a bad habit will fuck up your trucking career. You know what I'm saying? Bad spending habits will mess up your trucking career. Anyway, that's about all I had to say on that. I was trying to put out some videos for my cooking channel, but I just don't have the motivation to do it. So I might have to go back into my catalog and re-upload some old shit to keep that channel kind of creeping along until I could put some time and effort into it. But that's about it, guys. Still haven't ordered that truck. Forgot what I did yesterday. Whatever it was I did, yes. Did I go out to sushi yesterday? I think me and my wife, yeah, it was yesterday. Me and my wife went out to sushi yesterday. It was one of them all-you-could-eat things. When we came back, I was like dead to the world, so I didn't get around to ordering that truck. So I'm probably going to get to it today. It's definitely not going to be longer or after I leave out here. So anyway, that is what's going on with me. I hope you guys are doing well. Listen, stay out of all the negativity. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.